that down, let's move on to this, shall we? You know, there's a little movie called Fantastic Four coming out, and it comes out on Thursday, and we talked the other day about the first reactions, and the reactions were through the roof. I mean, I'm sure there were some out there that I didn't see. Okay. I'm just saying my personal experience was I didn't read out of the like 4 or 5 dozen of them that I read. I didn't see a single negative one when I was reading through the reactions. Now, today though, this morning, the actual official trailers dropped. Okay. The trailers dropped. Or not the trailers, I'm sorry. The actual reviews dropped. The full reviews have now come out. And what we have seen traditionally lately is that when the full reviews come out, they're usually a little bit less enthusiastic. Sometimes still very good, but oftentimes they're a little bit less overly enthusiastic as the first reactions. Well, the reviews are now here with 105 registered reviews in. Fantastic Four is holding at 89%, which is higher than Superman. Higher than Superman. So let's go down and let's take a look at some of the reviews. I'm reading these for the first time, guys. Lamplight Reviews wrote, it's the first time in a long time that the Fantastic Four have felt like more than just an IP Hollywood didn't quite know what to do with. Randy Meeks wrote, Fantastic Four is the film that proves that superhero fatigue can be solved with movies that truly want to innovate. We go down to Punch Drunk Critics wrote, the Fantastic Four First Steps has panache, a retro future energy capturing the hopeful sci-fi tone of the 1960s, and best of all, it's just a hell of a lot of fun. Don Shanahan wrote, living up to its subtitle, to venture into a higher level of solidarity, the Fantastic Four First Steps presents the proper elevated level of accountability and character correction that comes with family.
That's nice.
Forbes wrote, rather than plodding towards a destination, the Fantastic Four First Steps has a real sense of purpose and forward motion carried along by its own momentum rather than needing to be pushed.
Wow, and Forbes not taking a shot? That's pretty good for Forbes.
Cinemovie wrote, a stylish, soulful, and refreshingly different superhero film, one that proves the MCU still has new ground to break. Fandom Wire wrote, although it's arguably plays it a bit safe, safe may be exactly what the Fantastic Four needed considering the team's rocky history of cinematic adaptations. Cinemania wrote, a heartfelt homage to the comics of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, invoking their cosmic, utopian, and wacky spirit through humor, but without falling into self-parody. That's actually important. Film Threat wrote, Fantastic Four First Steps is good when it should have been great. So the most negative one we've read so far is that it's good. Right. Okay. Chris over at 3C Films wrote, the MCU nailed it. The stakes are high. All 4 members of the team play the roles exceptionally and share perfect chemistry. Galactus is a spectacle that must be seen in IMAX. Best balance of tone and in an MCU film in a long time. Actually, I'm going to go back up and I'm going to check to see what the top critics say. All right, Newsday liked it, saying strong performances and gorgeous production design enhance an otherwise middling Marvel installment, but they liked it. New York Post didn't like it. New York Post says, First Step marks a slight improvement from the preceding trilogy of terror, but Marvel still can't nail what should be one of its premier attractions. Movie Mom loved it, saying, after 3 unsatisfactory tries, Marvel Studios got it right. Gorgeously produced, well cast, dazzling visuals, gracefully relegating the origin story to a few archival clips, which I like it when films do that, especially ones where we've already had other iterations of the characters, and putting our quartet and us right in the middle of the action. RogerEbert.com wrote, this is a solid, intelligent, occasionally inspired comic book movie that delivers most of what popular audiences demand from the genre, plus a little bit more. Rolling Stone writes, to say that the version we get in Fantastic Four First Steps is the best screen adaptation to date of the group means that the low bar has been cleared, though the world building around them is truly an achievement. The San Francisco Chronicle wrote, the keys to its success is its focus on family and hope. Rob, your Seattle Times wrote, First Steps is the movie this family of heroes deserves. It's heartfelt, action-packed, and just plain fun. Fantastic indeed.
Nice.
And we'll end off with here, the Associated Press writes, especially for a superhero team that's never quite taken flight on screen, First Steps is a sturdy beginning with impeccable production design by Kasra, I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name, and a rousing score by Michael Giacchino. Then we see Independent liked it, Empire Magazine gave it a positive review, The Times did, Screener International didn't like it, Bloomberg didn't like it, Slant Magazine did, Daily Telegraph did, Irish Times did, Entertainment Weekly like it, Film Verdict. Oh, I'm surprised Alonzo didn't like it.
Yeah.
Financial Variety liked it. Variety's last one there says, true to its subtitle, the film feels like a fresh start. All right. This is great. This is great because listen, I'm going to tell you, we've said this all week, for the last week or so, but it deserves to be repeated here. The marketing campaign for Fantastic Four through much of its campaign did not do much. It really didn't. You know what? It started with that terrible opening announcement day.
Oh,
remember?
yeah, that was awkward.
Where it's like, okay, the first Fantastic Four thing at 8 a.m. I'm in a hotel in my hometown of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I get up early in the morning because the Fantastic Four stream starts whatever. And it was literally 27 hours of just this countdown clock. All right. And the old 1960s.
Right. It was radio chatter.
Yeah,
and I love radio chatter. But
like it was hours of that.
You told people to be ready, and then you made them sit through that. That was.
And then they, again, all due respect, I don't know who this person was at all, and I'm trying not to be mean, but they did this horribly planned impromptu interview where they had the host girl stand there and they brought out the cast, and it's like at a space center or something. That was painful to watch. And then they showed the first thing and it was all right. And the first couple of trailers were okay. They weren't bad, but again, this marketing campaign did nothing for me until Marvel finally said, you know what? The trailer company we've used has not done the job, right? They've not done the job. Let's just start putting out some clips. And it was the clips that started getting me excited for the movie. And culminating in this 5-minute thing that we got today. That's made me really excited. But it is really good to hear that the full reviews, even coming from the top critics, is like, they've done it. They finally cracked the code to Fantastic Four. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to like it when I see it, or I'll like it as much. But right now, it's got a better critic rating than Superman does. I mean, this is what we've wanted to hear.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You know, it feels like workplace stress is higher than ever these days. And I was just reading that about 61% of the global workforce is dealing with above normal levels of stress. And honestly, it's not surprising. When you're stuck in endless Zoom meetings, juggling deadlines, or just trying to keep your head above water, it adds up. Now, sure, a quick vacation sounds nice, but let's be real. It's not a long-term fix. What's helped me is building small wellness habits. For me, it's things like getting outside in the sun for a few minutes or squeezing in a brisk walk during breaks. But for a lot of people, sometimes that's just not enough, and that's where therapy can really help. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform with over 30,000 therapists who've already helped over 5 million people worldwide. Their app is super convenient. You can meet with a therapist with just a click, and if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists anytime. And just listen to the user reviews. The BetterHelp app has a 4.9 out of 5 from over 1.7 million reviews. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea.
So anyway, Rob, are you surprised to hear these reviews? What are the things from the reviews that are standing out to you a lot? What's your takeaway from it?
Well, it seems to me that they succeeded in setting out to make the movie they wanted to make. You know, I mean, it was a bold choice to set this on its own earth, to not delve into the history of the 616 universe. I thought that was a great choice. Having Matt Shakman direct probably was the best choice, coming off of WandaVision, which was, people forget, that was a pretty wacky show.
Yeah.
Going in, I mean, it didn't start out in any traditional manner. And then, of course, you know, they cast, people have been complaining about the casting and Pedro Pascal being everywhere. They knew what they were doing. Everyone talks in every one of these reviews how great the cast is, how much chemistry there is, the family element. They went back and what are they giving us? The classic Kirby Stan Lee, probably the thing that is most associated with the Fantastic Four, which is Galactus. You know, and the idea, they brought in the Franklin Richards character, you know, which is, if you know your history.
I'm still shocked by. I'm still shocked that they did it.
But his power, it makes sense when you think about it, I think. And I think the way that they've gone about this is, look, do I expect this movie to be the second coming? Is it going to walk on my imaginary water? No. But it's going to be a film that I think is true to what they set out to make. And I think that's all I've ever asked for any genre film. As much as I love science fiction, fantasy, and horror, I don't care if it's low budget, high budget, whatever. If the filmmakers successfully achieve what they wanted to achieve, we win. And it doesn't matter what budget level you're working at. I mean, Escape from New York was not really expensive movie. They made it for less than $5 million, but everyone loves Snake Plissken. You know, everyone loves Escape from New York. And with this, I think people are, you know what this movie is? People are rooting for Marvel to come back to where it used to be. Because people love Marvel movies. And they really do. And when they were hitting the 23 movies of the Infinity Saga, even Thor the Dark World and, you know, Hulk, and people still wanted them to be good, and they mostly delivered. And I think people want to get back to that feeling. They want this movie to be good, and Marvel knew they wanted this movie to be good, and I think they've done everything in their power to make the best Fantastic Four film they possibly could, and apparently they have succeeded.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you the thing about that is that we were just recently, earlier in the show, we were talking about Captain America: Brave New World. It's movies like that, shows like Echo, or movies like Black Widow, which was not terrible. Black Widow wasn't terrible, but shows like Echo, and it's when Marvel...
Secret effing Invasion.
Oh,
the most disappointing thing, and I'd read those scripts.
The script read well, at least the first number of episodes.
Yeah.
But these things, while they have disappointed us, they just make me yearn more to get back to that quality. Because, you know, this is the phrase I've been using, Rob, is that here's how you define that really represents the difference between Marvel pre-Endgame and Marvel since Endgame. Before Endgame, Marvel films, they weren't all perfect, right? But Marvel films were so consistently good that when a new Marvel film came out, some of you know what I'm going to say, we went into them expecting them to be great.
Yes.
So every time a new Marvel, it didn't always work out that way, but every time a new Marvel film came out, we just expected it to be great.
And even when we suspected, it's like people did not know the Guardians of the Galaxy was going to work as well as it did. People were looking at it going, what is this?
But we believed in Marvel. So we went in expecting every new movie to be great. Since Endgame, the fundamental shift has been, we now go into Marvel movies hoping they'll be good.
Yeah.
We went from expecting them to be great to hoping it'll be good. And listen, if they can actually nail this Fantastic Four movie, and we can have Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four back to back, like two really great movies. Because I don't care what happened at the box office with Thunderbolts. That's a great movie. I really enjoyed that film. And if they can follow that up and we can get two back to back, I will feel much better about the future of the MCU. Because like in the meantime, we also got Ironheart, which I did not think they did that character justice at all. So, I mean, if we can get two movies in theaters back to back really good, it'll be a nice way to lead into 2020, the rest of 2025 and 2026.
And apparently, look, we got Wonder Man coming that I've heard is good at the end of the year.
I hope it's good. I don't think it looks that great, but I hope it's good.
I hope it's good. And then, of course, the new Spider-Man movie we're getting in a year.
Theoretically. Theoretically, we're getting it in a year.
Theoretically.
So we'll see.
Yes.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? The full reviews are now out for Fantastic Four, and they're pretty darn great. at this point, actually kind of carrying on the momentum that we got from the initial reactions. Are they where you thought they would be? What's your expectation right now going into Fantastic Four? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.